This is Michelle with Spill the Tea, and I'm here with my +2, Jasmine and Georgia, and today we're going to talk about church people issues. Now, have you ever went to church and had somebody make you feel like maybe you don't need to go back, or make you feel out of place, or they did something that really made you feel uncomfortable? Well, we have. I know that I have. Now, being a ordained minister, and I go to church, that I don't minister. So the people at church do not know that I'm an ordained minister. And so it's kind of funny to see the things that people will do and the things people will say to you, especially when they think that you are a heathen. And apparently the church I go to, there's quite a few people that think I'm a heathen. So anyway, I want to talk about this one time, me and the girls, we went to church at the wrong time. There was a time they were packing boxes at the church for Christmas. And they were going to send it out to needy kids in another country. And they had several times for you to be there, and we thought that they said one time, and we were wrong. But when we got there, there's a big church, and they were in there cleaning the church, so the church was open, and Jasmine likes to sing, so we decided that to give her an opportunity, she could stand up in the pulpit and she could sing a song, you know, not with a microphone, not with music, just with her phone, just so she gets, you know, a chance to know what it felt like to be out there on stage in that church around other people. And first this guy comes to us, starts talking to us for a minute, then he leaves, and then an older woman comes down. She informs us that we were there on the wrong day, we're not having anything, and you know, I proceed to tell him, we know that we were wrong about our times, and you know, she wanted to get up there and practice singing for a minute because she wanted to know what it felt like. And so they really made us feel like we did not need to be there. We needed to leave. And so in the very end, this guy comes up and he says, "Are y'all ready to go now?" And we're like, yeah, we're going. He says, "Good, because I'm going to lock this door."
Yeah, while I was singing in the background.
Yeah. So, and it's not like they were done cleaning. And it's not like they were cleaning the area we were in. Because it's a pretty big church. They were in the middle of cleaning. You know, and it's not like we were dirtying anything up. It's not like we were in their way. So I thought, you know, wow, this might not need to be a church that I want to go to.
Music to their ears.
So how did you feel when they come and said that?
I don't know, I thought they just didn't see me. I mean, they did, but like, I don't know. It's weird.
It was weird. What'd you think?
I was like, gosh dang.
It's like, we don't want these people here. Let's send them on the road. Alright, so I'll tell you something that happened today in church. And I'm trying to still figure out why it happened the way it happened. But I've been going to this church for quite a few months now. I go regularly. The only times I haven't been is if I was sick, or I had to go out of town that day, or I didn't have a ride. My husband had my car that day. But most of the time we're there on Wednesdays, on Sunday mornings and Sunday nights. You know, we're there. Well, about 2 months ago, I guess, one of the ladies from Sunday school class called me and she says, "Look, I wanted to see if you want to join the Sunday school class." And I'm like, yeah, I like to join a Sunday school class. This is where I'm planning on going to church, and this is the class that I'm comfortable in, so yeah, I would like to join. So today, the guy that teaches the Sunday school class, he had these really nice, like, leather-looking bound books that I think it was Billy Graham books that he was giving out, but it was like you read devotionals is what it was, and they were really nice. And I'm like, wow, I'd like to have one of those. And he was giving them out, and I'm like, wow, I feel lucky that I'm gonna be able to get one of those. And he gave one to everybody, and when he got to me, he skipped me and went to the next person. So he gave everybody one in his Sunday school class for me. And I thought, wow, that's really weird. I wonder why he did that. It's not like he didn't see me. He was standing right behind me. He looked at me 3 times and went around me.
Oh my God.
So, was I not worthy of a devotional? Or did he think that I wouldn't read the devotional? It's on heathen? Or, I don't know. Why would you think he didn't give me one and give everybody else one?
His favorites.
He has favorites? What do you think?
Mommy, you gotta be the class pet.
Do you have to be the class pet?
I'm the class pet.
No.
Me too.
I'm not planning on being a class pet. But I do want to be treated equal, especially if I'm supposed to be a member of the Sunday school class. I mean, I'm not a member of the church yet. I haven't joined the church. Maybe that's it. I mean, I don't know how they would know that since I'm a member of the Sunday school class. I don't know. But I
How
thought that
old
was
was
really
he?
odd. He's an older guy. You know, my your dad's age. I mean, he didn't give one to my husband either because my husband wasn't there today. So it's not like my husband got one and he figured it was on one per family.
Daddy was
The guy and woman next to me, he gave each of them one. So, and they were married.
Maybe it's just his age. Like, people that age are very forgetful.
He gave everybody one but me. He literally walked up to the person next to me, gave it to them, passed me up and gave it to the next person. I mean,
You didn't say anything?
no, I'm not going to say anything
The
because
people
if he
next
wanted
to
me
you?
to have it, he would have gave it to me, right?
People next to you didn't say anything?
No.
She said, you should have
You need
just
some
said,
best friends in that class. I would have
Well,
had
it
you.
always shouldn't be about who's your best friend and who's the favorite. It should be, you know, they're trying to teach people about God. And if they thought that maybe I needed some teaching, maybe I should have got a devotional book so I could work a little bit more on my, my relationship with God. But
No.
apparently I don't need a relationship with God. I'm good. Everybody else needs it with me.
They were complimenting her,
Yeah.
saying you had a very good relationship.
Mama, you
Is that what it is?
should have just said, I think you should have gave me a book too.
No, I mean, I wasn't going to ask for something they didn't want to give me. I just think that's weird. I mean, what do y'all think? Do y'all think I should have asked for one? Or do y'all think y'all think of a reason why I didn't get one?
So what were you just doing the whole entire time?
I was just sitting there.
What?
Yeah, waiting for class to start. And he was the guy that runs the class.
Who was it?
I'm not going to call any names.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
I know.
So, anyway, that's weird. Alright, so also I'll tell you something else that happened at church. A woman wanted to know something about me, and that was in church. And they were trying to figure out whether I was old enough to be a part of the senior program, right? But instead of asking me my age, she bursted out in the middle of the Sunday school class. Well, are you saved?
Oh my God.
What was I supposed to say? I am saved, by the way, but what if I hadn't been? What an awful position to put somebody in by busting that out in the middle of a whole class.
That's not something I would do.
Isn't that
doesn't it?
weird?
Isn't that something I would do?
Yeah, but that's embarrassing. It was embarrassing to me. And it might probably embarrass other people too that was around me. But, I mean, do I look like somebody that's not saved? And what's up with this? I mean, really, seriously, apparently I really need God. These people have no faith in me whatsoever. And they don't know me on a personal level at all. So, you know, it's not like they know me and they're going, oh, yeah, she needs Jesus. But what if somebody had busted you out like that in the middle of class?
They already do that stuff.
Do they? What have they done to you?
No, like, okay. So the teacher, he asked, how were we saved from our sins, right? And everyone knew the answer, just no one really felt like answering because we got up early. And no, we waited there for a good 2 minutes, and he looked around, right? And they said, Jasmine?
Mom,
Yeah.
I
Then the whole
would've
class
burst out.
laughed. It was funny.
I
though.
would have been bursting out laughter.
Yeah? Anybody embarrass you in class? No? They didn't say, Georgia, what are you doing at your age in the baby class? Because Georgia likes to go to the kids class.
Mama.
That's in church, kids church.
I have to wear dresses. So if the teacher like throws candy on the floor and see if he gets the candy, so I cannot go down there and get that candy. So everybody else, but then I get gum.
Oh yeah? You know why you feel bad about going down there and getting the candy? Because you're 10 years old in a little kids class. Little kids don't care.
Oh, calling her out, Mama. We just talked about that.
I'm just kidding, baby. I know you like going in there and you don't like sitting in the big class, big church, and
I'm a big
listening
kid.
to all them.
Big kid.
It feels like
Huh?
it feels like I'm gonna fall asleep in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Not a lie.
So it's more interesting in the kids class?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually
okay.
get to watch movies about the Bible,
Yeah. So you learn more that way?
Mhm.
I got you.
so I actually get it.
Okay,
Sorry.
tell me about the person, I don't know if it's a guy, the person that dressed golf in church. Tell me about that.
Oh yeah. He made a video. Wait, let me think about this.
Well, first of all, what is golf?
Okay. Emo or goth, the same thing. It's just someone who dresses all black. They have like eyeliner.
Black
They have like their
lipstick.
chains. Their
Black lipstick.
Yeah, they have their ring things. They bark at people. They wear dog collars. It's just like a really weird thing, and it's pretty much
So something
like
you
devil
would-
worshiping.
Yeah, something you would consider to be a devil worship.
Yeah, he made a video and said, imagine making fun of someone who dresses goth to church, and then yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know, there are all kinds of people that go to church, right? And there's people that dress all kind of ways. And it used to be, like, if you went to church, you had to wear a dress if you were a woman. And you had to wear a suit if you're a man. But these days, it's a lot of relaxed, right? Like, some churches, women couldn't even wear makeup. So
Awesome.
things are relaxed now, where men can wear more casual stuff, jeans and a shirt. Women can wear pants to church, right? And women can wear makeup to most all churches. Now, the Baptist church, you still can't dance or move. In the Pentecostal church, you can. Now, I think for me, I go to a Baptist church now, but I went to and I was raised in a Baptist church. I went to a Pentecostal church for a long time. And even David in the Bible says that David sang to the Lord, right? And he played instruments to the Lord, and he danced to the Lord. So, do I necessarily believe that people that dance in church are going to hell? No, I don't think that's what that is all about. I think that anything you do within reason, if you're dancing, rejoicing, singing, right, clapping to celebrate Christ, then I think that is fine. And I don't think you have to wear a dress and no makeup, and you have to have long hair, and
You have to have long hair.
yeah, like in some of the old Pentecostal churches, the women weren't supposed to cut their hair because of, you know, a lot of times people wore hats to church, right? Men weren't supposed to wear a hat in the church. Well, you really still shouldn't wear a hat in the church, but black people wear hats to church all the time, right? That's something that is big in the black community.
I always wear dress for church and Wednesday church. We have like church for only like seniors. Now it's everyone. I wear jeans and t-shirt.
Right. So we can't really judge people on what they wear. right? Because, you know, everybody's raised different. And if you weren't raised in a church and you just started going to church, you're not going to know what's expected of you, right? And so if you are a Christian person and you've been saved, right, and you try to live your life right, your job is to educate, right? Not to put people down by what they look like or what they wear. But if you are not going along with it, like if they're making fun of people and they want to bark at them, you know,
Oh my
which
gosh.
sounds ridiculous to me,
I didn't know
but
that was a
it's
thing.
up to you to say, hey, I don't think that's appropriate, you know, that's not what I want somebody to do to me, and, you know, I don't think that's the way you treat people, you know, and then, you know, maybe they'll say, they might bark at you when you say that, but at least you'll be honest, you know, and maybe will learn the correct ways, right?
Oh my gosh. No,
Bark.
people don't act like that towards emo. If they hear them bark, they talk about beating them up and all kinds of stuff.
I know, but that's not the appropriate thing. You're not teaching anybody anything by beating them up, right? You have to be a good person, right? And teach them in the way that you act, right? Just like we're talking about these things these other people do, right? Like how the guy made us feel like we weren't welcome at church by what he said, right?
Yeah.
But it's up to us to how we react.
Yeah, like you not saying anything.
Right. So if I don't say anything, I mean,
How could you complain?
in the end, he's going to have to live with what he's done, right? And then God will work on him, I'm sure, for whatever he's done, right? So you don't always have to be upset with anybody. You ain't always got to teach them a lesson, because sometimes in the end, if they're truly Christian, the God will work on them. You know, God will work on them, on their conscience.
They say they're Christian.
That's right. But there's a lot of people that say they're Christians and go to church, but that doesn't mean they're Christian, right? And in church, everybody is a sinner. Everybody. Everybody. Even the preacher in the church. Everybody's a sinner. We were born sinners and we will die sinners, right? So everybody sins. So nobody's perfect. Church is a place that you go to learn and to be around other people that are trying to learn to live a Christian way, right? It's about fellowship. So you can't go into a church thinking you know everything and that you're perfect, because you are not. And they are not, right? We all have to learn how to get along and how to deal with everybody's issues, right? All right. Let's talk about the pandemic in the church, because we can't say the other word, right? So, I hear about the pandemic a lot, to the point that sometimes I wish they wouldn't bring it up, because it's a very controversial subject. And I've had people say that people that didn't get immunized were idiots, and you know, they're putting other people's lives at risk.
It's not for you, it's for other people.
Right, it's not for you, it's for the other people. But when it actually, the truth of it, and that's what they don't want to hear, the truth of it is, if you're going to get the pandemic, right, it doesn't matter if you've been tested, if you got the immunization and you got the immunization, if you got the 2 immunizations, and you got 2 immunizations, and you got 2 immunizations and a booster, and you got 2 immunizations and a booster. Guess what? No, you can still get the pandemic. You can still get the pandemic. Getting those things is not going to keep you from getting it. Right?
Right.
Just because I have not had the immunization. I am not going to have the immunization. And medically, I cannot have the immunization. Alright? Because I take a drug that even if I took the immunization, it would not work. Okay? So, for me to go get that doesn't make any sense. Plus, knowing that even though I got it, I still can get the pandemic,
They
right?
said that it would like make it not as bad for you, like as bad.
The pandemic is bad. I know it is. But you had it, right? Did you die?
No, I thought
Okay.
I was.
No,
It
you
was
just had a
so
fever and you're
bad.
sick. The same symptoms you would have with a regular flu. Yes, it was. All
And
right.
it was really long.
I didn't get it. Or they say I got it, but I had no symptoms. And your sister didn't have any symptoms. And your dad didn't have any symptoms, right?
Right. And I was like all around you, like.
Right.
I
So,
mean,
you know, it's my choice in my life. I take my own life in my own hands by not taking the vaccine. Me not taking the vaccine has nothing to do with your life.
we're off.
And it has nothing to do with your life, right?
Right.
Because you ain't got the vaccines, but if you had the vaccine, you're supposed to be able to not get it, right?
This tea's getting real.
Yeah, the tea's getting real. There's some real tea going on around here, so let's spill some more, okay? Alright. Alright, so there's people that, because you didn't go to church one day, what do they think?
They think that you're not Christian.
That you're not Christian. Now, they don't ask why you didn't go to church.
They give you that look.
Yeah, it's like they know.
They asked me that every time I don't go to church. They said, "Why were you here last week?"
And what you tell them? You scooter people?
I just say something random.
Now, we always have a reason why we don't go to church. Sick. I don't think that if Jasmine's sick, we don't want anybody else at church to get sick, so we're not going to go.
Like this morning.
And if I've been around her and she's been around her while she's sick, do we really want to chance giving somebody else what we have or what she has? We could pass it on. So if one of us is sick, we're not going to go to church. And you're getting it all over me. Alright, and you know, the way my husband works, sometimes Sunday is the only day if we need to go out of town that we can go. And I have a grandmother who's in her 90s, and we like to go and visit and see. We can't do it any other day of the week. So sometimes on Sundays, we have to take that Sunday and go because it is a 2-hour drive there and a 2-hour drive back. So if we want to spend any time, we have to go in the mornings and we'll come back in the afternoons. Say something's wrong with our car. My husband has to work on Sunday. We only have one automobile. And with me having MS, they have a van, and the girls, they'll go, even if I can't go, they'll go to church. And but, you know, getting in and riding in that van is very difficult for me. So I have to pass on going to church. And that's not something I want to do. So sometimes if I don't have a ride, I will stay home. But the church does have their sermons for every day. I think it's on Sunday morning and Sunday night. Maybe on Wednesdays. They have their sermons online. They don't have it on YouTube. So if I can't make it to church, I can watch the sermon on YouTube. Now, I would think that if a church is going to put it on YouTube for you to be able to watch because you couldn't make it, they really shouldn't make you feel uncomfortable about having missed that day. Right? Everybody has missed days. It is. You cannot go to church every Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, Monday night, Tuesday night. You just can't do it. You can't do it every single day and never miss a moment. You're going to have sick moments, times you have to go somewhere, you know, and I believe the church should be understanding about that. It's not like you lose your religion because you had to miss a day at church.
I like Wednesdays.
You know, my grandma was 93 years old, 94. I'm not going to have her for very long. So, you know, I think God understands that I want to go and see her from time to time, and I don't think he's going to send me to hell because I missed a Sunday at church. When I can go and watch it sometime that night or the next day on YouTube. What do y'all think?
You should be able to do that.
Yeah?
I think you're completely right.
Yeah. So what else has happened at church that made you go, wow, that was really weird? Wow, that made me feel uncomfortable. I know something that, nobody all knows what everybody's going through. You may think you know somebody, but you really don't know them. And you certainly do not know everything that they're going through. So, do the people in my church know what I'm going through? No, they don't. They don't know what I go through from day to day and what illness I have. What.
Do I know what you're going through?
No, you don't. You don't know everything.
Only
And I live with you.
Does only Miss Ellen know you have to miss or something like that?
Miss Ellen, she knows some of it, yeah, but she doesn't know everything.
Do I know more than her?
No.
So, not everybody knows everything about you. The point I'm getting to is that, we have to think about that, everybody has circumstances they don't want to spread around with everybody. And a lot of times at church, if you start talking about your problems, they go glassy-eyed and they quit listening to you anyway. Because they're really about themselves, They'll tell you all about their issues, but once you tell them about yours, they're ready to go. They're done with you. So, and don't get me wrong, I don't want to say that there's not good people at church. There's great people at church. Great, loving, caring people who are very godly. They're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But they are very caring individuals who you're not supposed to be something they taught in Sunday school today, right? You're not supposed to be boastful.
It was joke-all.
You're not supposed to be boastful because it's not an I in we. There's no I in we. You ever heard that? Because we all have to be there for each other. It can't be about me, 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 me. Right?
Are you pointing me out about
No.
something?
Do you feel guilty about something?
No, I was just pointing at myself when you were saying there was good people at church.
Yeah. There are good people at church.
Like me.
Don't be boastful.
I think everybody's good in their own ways, but they just have their own issues. Everybody has their own issues. But we have to take an account of what we say and do, how they affect other people. I mean, I'm sure that maybe there's been a time that I upset somebody, and I would hate to know that. But maybe I have and just didn't realize it. I don't know.
Because I didn't say anything.
Because I didn't say anything.
Just like how you didn't say anything, Mama.
Yeah. Well, there's been times that things have happened at church and I walked out or I said something. But I didn't walk out of church completely. I just walked out of that room and composed myself and prayed about it. And then, I worked through the issue on my own and made a decision about how I was going to handle it.
Very mature.